I'm Keith Olbermann, and this is The Resistance. More than 36 hours after Donald Trump revealed the full extent of his disconnect from reality, the jaw-dropping, terrifying moment in which the President-elect of the United States of America publicly stated he believes the election was still rigged against him even though he won it. And we still await the first serious, sober discussion in our nation's media about the exact dimensions of and the exact nature of Mr. Trump's desperate psychological impairment. This has long since transcended politics. This has long since transcended diversions from his corruption or from the FBI or from foreign interference. This is not left versus right, nor liberal versus conservative, nor alt versus inclusive, nor any of the excuses that newspapers and television made Sunday and Monday in hopes of preserving the political media complex. This is not funny, and this is not ego, and this is not, oh, he just speaks his mind. This is an existential threat to the United States of America. The President-elect, Donald Trump, is manifestly, profoundly, and dangerously psychologically imbalanced. The sooner we acknowledge this, the greater the chances we have of averting a disaster which could threaten the safety of every American, indeed of everybody on this planet. The sooner those around him acknowledge this, the greater the chances they have of not being remembered by history, if there is a history to remember them, as enablers to a cataclysm in which the most powerful military arsenal in the history of the world was placed under the control of a man with no control over himself, and his hair trigger, childish, petulant, peevish, vengeful, hateful, poisonous temper. The sooner those who plan to be in his government acknowledge this, the greater the chances they have of summoning the support from all political quarters before it is too late to do anything constitutional about it. A Mike Pence presidential administration is far from the list of my 100 preferred options, but right now I cling to it as the only realistic prospect of saving ourselves from an insane commander-in-chief. A sane man does not, on a Wednesday, promulgate a video in which he claims it is his prayer that we begin to heal our divisions and move forward as one country, and then on a Saturday insult the losing party as badly defeated and demoralized. A sane man does not acknowledge the end of a long and bruising political campaign, and that emotions are raw and tensions just don't heal overnight, and then 3 days later brand a fully legal recount, the right to which he repeatedly reserved for himself not a month earlier, as a, quote, scam, and then a day after that insists there was serious voter fraud in 3 states that the media isn't reporting. A sane man does not invoke Lincoln and a great national campaign to rebuild our country at 1 hour, and then 96 hours later insist, I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally. These are not words of sanity. These are the rages and the boasts and the madness that we have seen throughout history. Saddam Hussein, Mussolini, Fidel Castro, Mao Zedong, Stalin, Pol Pot, Bin Laden, Hitler. If there are still doubts about what we face and how our hands are tied just a little more tightly every day, if there needs to be debate about how sick this man is, whether this is treatable neurosis or an illness brought on by a physical calamity or injury or full-on malignant narcissism or paranoia or psycho or sociopathy, so be it. We may still have time for a national dialogue about exactly what is wrong with him. But in pronouncing, after arguably the greatest upset in American electoral history, that he would have won by more because the vote was still rigged against him, Donald John Trump has made it inarguably certain that there is something desperately wrong with him, and he is not psychologically fit to assume the presidency next January 20th. Resist. Peace.